today, after trying to fix my tennis serve with some coaches and some online stuff and a lot of self-practice and trial and error, the coach that I was with today, he said, you have to get the angle of your racket, not to here when you're in contact, you have to get it to here. So instead of just doing a kick serve with a pronation out, on all of my serves, I have to get the angle to here. My first toss into the court, leaning in, I did that, and it was like a miracle happened. I got goosebumps on my arm. At age 60, I thought my serve was gone. I wouldn't be able to get any power. And the guy taught me one tip, and this cannon came out of me, and I felt relieved, and I got the goosebump. And you got to have a balance of all these things. So maybe take us into any anecdotes from your own personal life or your coaching of your son or some of the responses that some of the people who have videos on Sports Ed TV have shared with you about the breakthroughs that have come about from this balance of coaches and videos and books.
Yes. So Robert, our chief marketing officer and chairman, was a pro player. After college, he was, number one at Richmond, as you know, and he went to play on the tour for a year or two. And he realized that he could not make a living because he was not good enough. When he met our director of tennis, and he's the co-founder of Sports Ed TV, John Eagleton, they went to play tennis. And, Robert was like, well, I used to be a pro, let's play. And John Eagleton started playing with him. And John Eagleton has been working on the modern day forehand and, tennis for many years. And he said, Robert, I'm happy to play with you, but I need to really fix your forehand because it sucks. And Robert was like, what? In 30 minutes, he fixed his forehand. And that's, basically what we put in our videos on tennis is how do Nadal and Federer and Djokovic and all these people really play the modern day versus, what a lot of things have been taught for many, many, many years. And I didn't play tennis growing up, and I started playing tennis when I joined Sports Ed TV. Because John said, Victor, you need to learn the tennis game. And I love it. I mean, I'm a bad player, but I learned I'm not as good as your, friend after 6 months, but I really enjoy it. I think I have the proper technique. I learn a lot by watching the videos first, because what he said, okay, we're going to go on the court. I'm going to help you, but watch the videos that we publish on Sports Ed TV. And obviously, I've watched, every sport that we published, and it makes things much easier. So when you don't have access to necessarily a good coach, or you have a bad coach, and that can happen, by knowing to go to one place where you know that the teaching is right, it's going to help you. And it's going to help you as well find the proper coach. So Robert, in 30 minutes, fixed his forehand, and he said, if I had known you, John, I would not have been number 600 in the world, but I would have made it to the top 50. That's how, and then you regret. You're like, where were you when I was playing? And by the way, John is a 4-time All-American. He was number 3 in the world as a junior. So he knows his stuff. That doesn't mean because you're a good athlete that you're a good coach. But that's a story I love telling, about coaching. And, one of our co-founders, Robert.
What is the age difference between John Eagleton and Robert?
8 years.
8 years. John's older.
Yes.
How do they do now when they're playing?
Extremely well. I mean, you can feel the age difference, but I think John is technically more talented, so he can make up for Robert has maybe more speed. But when they work out and they play for 2 hours, it's intense. Wow. And it's a pleasure to watch them because they go cross court.